Hello and welcome back to National Busways West Scotland, where today we are in the very, very empty Polmedy Shed 2. We built this one, I think in the episode before last, as a bit of a speculative thing because we can have as many depots as we want. And because I want to do some more services out of Polmedy. And there's this big empty spot here that's just sort of... There is going to be a route along the main road, but I want another sort of orbital thing, because we have the beltway that comes down through here. But if we had another orbital route that came down sort of along this way, that would be very useful. So, I drew some lines on a map, and I decided that I would run it from Bishopbriggs. Namely, sort of this triangle here of main-ish roads. Then it'd come down through Bishopbriggs, onto this road, do a little... Hang on, wait, how did I decide it would go? I've already forgotten. No, it'd come down this way, down the little road, and then sort of go back on itself via this road, and then go in an orbital fashion sort of this way, join up with the beltway, and then run into here, which is Partick bus station. And then from Partick bus station, it would run up sort of this way, where there's I think it was going to run here, yeah. It would run up here where there's this sort of estate area, there's some shops, there's two churches right down the road from each other. But apparently this area is not well served in real life. In fact, I know this area is not well served in real life because you can just look it up on bus times. We have the technology. So I think that would be a very good route to run, and it would allow us to use the new model of the Wright Renown. So I think it's time, I can speak today, to fetch the hex code and make a new bus route. Come on, game, you can do it. Right, this is going to be the route 40, Bishopbriggs to... What is that estate called? If I can't find it, I'll just call it Partick. Open street... Nope. Open street map. Right, what is this place that we're going to serve actually called? Partick. It's called Broomhill. Or Thornwood. But I'm going to say Broomhill Cross. Okay, Broomhill X. There you go, Broomhill X. So, let's find where we're turning around. Using OpenStreetMap to help, because the sort of data around here is not great. And I'm going to terminate it at this church. And post me, if you don't mind. And the route is a little bit confusing, but there is the 40. Bishopbriggs to Broomhill Cross, via sort of around, and a little funny loop thing in Springburn, which hopefully makes at least some sense. But that is also my excuse to use the new model of the Renown, which I'm very, very happy about. So this is going to run every 15 minutes throughout the day, and then probably every half hour on Sundays. It's not going to be the most frequent route on the network, but you know, that's how these things go. So timetable time. Timetable time. Let's set it to every 15 minutes. Set that to every 15, there we go. I swear this, like, easy mode window gets slower and slower every time I use it. Just muting Facebook. And yeah, that'll be a challenge for some Renowns, but it will be for the Renowns nonetheless, a route that they can do. So I'm going to get the timetable made. There's a lot of bus stop on this route. At some point, when I have time, I will get around to removing bus stop. But bus stop will remain a thing for some time. So yeah, I'll see you when this is done. And I've just noticed that Bishopbriggs has a rogue D in it, but the timetable's done. So, you know. And that will go from PO Shed 2, and we'll activate it later. And then I'm just going to fix the route name, because that's bad. Bishopsbriggs, no, just Bishopbriggs. Okay, there's a rogue S and D. Bishopbriggs, there we are. But that is the new 40. What I did not do is see how many vehicles we need. So it's every 15 minutes throughout the day, so I'm just going to run from here, 5:02 to 5:58, gets on the 6 o'clock, gets in at 6:57 to do the 7:02, which is that one. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... something like that. We'll buy 12. 12 should be enough. But we're not done there. We're going to also do another Renown route so that we can make this batch a nice big batch. And that will run from the Forge. I feel like we're kind of overserving the Forge, but I want to scale the 333 back, because the 333 is way too busy, so I need a normal route that comes down the same general way as the 333. So I'm going to put in the 131, which will start at the Forge, come around, and basically it'll follow the 333 all the way to, like, pretty much Bridgeton Cross. But it won't serve this part of Drumchapel, if you get my vibe. We may not even have a stop here, so it will share pretty much every stop between the Forge and wherever it splits off from the 333, probably around Bridgeton Cross. It'll share with the 333. Which would mean the 333's sort of usefulness becomes very limited, and I can reduce its frequency, which would make it the sort of lesser used local service that I wanted it to be from the very start. So that's going to be the 131. So let's get a hex code. And let's make our new route. I hope 131 is not a route number that's already taken. It better not be. 131 is a pretty nice sounding route number. 131. The Forge. Oh yeah, and I didn't say where it's going. It's going to go to Braehead. Which is obviously the shopping centre in Renfrew. So, let's get this going. We're not going to go through the car park. Thank you. And we're just going to follow the 333 down here. Oh, there is a stop that we can use there. So yeah, we'll stop there. And then we'll come back up this way along. Oh, nope. It's this way that we need to go. And then we go this way, across the bridge. And I didn't let PostMe take it away. PostMe is now fuming. Sorry, PostMe. Yeah, you can do it now. The route gets a bit easier from here, I think, maybe. And there is the 131. It's quite a long route, runs all the way along the southern bank of the Clyde pretty much apart from here. It runs into, as our first route to serve, the Govan bus station, which is down here. So we've got 2 new bus stations this episode. Already. How far in are we? I have no idea, because I've not started editing yet, because I'm still recording. But we serve the University Hospital as well, and then we pull into the Braehead Centre. But the southern bank of the Clyde now has pretty much like an RV1 style bus going all the way along it, as well as linking in either side. But there's the 131, it takes quite a while. So yeah, let's see how timetabling it goes. I think this one's also going to run every 15 minutes with no peak time uplift, and every half hour on Sundays. That just feels reasonable. So, let's let this load. Every 15. It's taking a while to load. Then again, it always does. Maybe I should put this game on an SSD. I have one in my system, but it is nearly full, so I don't know. Is this even a hard drive problem? I have no idea. But it's fine, we will tolerate the loading times for now. And yeah, this is probably a little bit harder for a Renown to run, but it is also a longer route. So we're going to put Renown on it. And the timetable for the 131 is done. I'm now just going to check through for terminus points. The Sunday timetable is really quite tight, because the route takes just under an hour to go each way. So it's got like 1 or 2 minutes at each end to make that vehicle requirement. I think that would be 4 on a Sunday. But on a Monday through Saturday, the vehicle requirement is, let's see, 5 o'clock, does the 6:05 coming back out, gets in at 7:03 to do the 7:15. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's another 12 that we want for this route. So we'll be buying 24 new Renowns. From Polmedy, not HM, from Polmedy Shed 2. So let's head down to Polmedy Shed 2. I have a feeling we might need to glitch this, which means my plans for this week are going to be dashed. Now, I'll take that. And let's first of all hire some drivers, because I always forget to do that. Sort by friendliness. We're going to need quite a few, and they're all unhappy. But let's see what I can do. I can pay you more to make you happy, and then let's see if I can just reject all of these. There we go. $38 drivers. In an ideal world, I'd want twice as many drivers as I have buses. So we're going to have 24 buses. So I'll just do one more round of hiring, and there we go. Now I need to buy a bus. And I'm going to buy a new solo bus. The B10BLE Renown, but the new model. No passenger information system, they are not standard. And we're going to go for vehicle group VW type. Going to buy 10. Well, we're going to buy 24, but keeping the game paused, and we can only buy 10 at a time. And here is what the new livery, or the new Renown, looks like with the National Busways livery on it. It's quite nice, but then again, it's a Renown. Why wouldn't it be? Also, I didn't realise that these weird shapes on the template were the wheel arch interiors. I thought they were something that goes on the roof. So now we have white wheel arch interiors. That's just a thing. Imagine that they're not white. Right, now I need to buy another bus. Another set of buses. 10 of. VW type. Import repaint. B10PO. Very nice. And then I need to buy another 4. So just 4 more. VW type. And import repaint. B10PO. And we only just couldn't afford them. Right, they should all be in now. So, these are of course going to get the usual in Glasgow. Copy that. PO. I can't remember what fleet number I'm on. VW, I'm going to start with 208. Fleet number's already assigned. 209. 212 is already assigned. 216. 217. Nope. Nope, not 2,225. Already assigned. Where am I at? 232? Already assigned. 234, already... What am I at? Jeez. 236. 237. 23... What? 241. 242. 243. 245. Oh, lag. Lag spike. Love when that happens. How many Renowns have I got? Well, how many VWs have I got? I've got loads. I know that much. 247. Okay, this is VW 247, and I'm just going to check 246 isn't taken. 246. What about 245? 245 is taken. So, okay, odd. Why is this batch starting on an even number? And these are going to be the SB02 batch of Renowns. Not the last batch of Renowns this series. That's going to be at EK, for an EK Shed 2. But we are in the Renowns, you know, swan song. So this is going to be SB02 POA. Just because I like that. PO. Fleet number is VW247. SB02 POB. And I'll get the rest of these done in a happy little jump cut. And finally we have SB02 POZ, better known as VW269. I don't quite know what's happened with the batches there. That should be VW270. You know, all of these should be +1. No idea what's going on. But we're going to run with that. This is VW269. And I have to say, this model does look really, really nice. Especially with the, like, my, you know, off-white carrying through into the right logo. That's a really nice feature of this livery. It's really it's just really, really nice. And these displays look quite nice as well. They're very sort of era correct with their very high X height and stuff like that. So, let's not waste any more time. The 40. We will edit timetable. Go to VW type. And then we will activate. After, of course, double checking that it's going from Shed 2. Which it is. So let's activate. These route activations always take quite a while in the late game. But here we are. And I would suggest that we are in late game now, because, you know, we have this one city that we're covering reasonably well, in large part. But, you know, we still have big gaps, but broadly, we are late game. But yeah, each of these routes currently has 2 spare buses between them, which I hope will be enough. But I wouldn't be surprised, and if it means I get to buy an additional bus, which would even the fleet numbers out, then so be it, you know? So, 131, Forge to Braehead. Edit timetable, just make sure it wants VWs. It currently doesn't, but that's fine. Now it does. So yeah, when you change the vehicle preference for the first time, it automatically applies to all of them, rather than just one. It only applies to just one when you do it for like another one. So if you set it to generally prefer one type of vehicle, you can then change. Maybe it wants a smaller bus on a Sunday, for example. So let's activate that. And Polmody Shed 2 has buses that we can use, you know? Well, it has bus routes that we can run. It also has buses we can use to run those routes. Wouldn't that be nice? The game has caught me in a thing. In a what are they called? Autosaves. I genuinely forgot the word autosave there for a moment. All is not well with me. Shift schedule. Right. So we're running the afternoon services. We're apparently short some. That's not good. I reckon this is just because it's day one. But yeah, this is a bit of a tricky situation. Can I move this 1950? No. Yeah, this is not a good situation. First day, and we have 5 shifts cancelling. But if I go to tomorrow, where nothing is running, this one is somehow still broken. I did not plan for that. I did not think the game would be this dumb, but apparently it is. So now what I'm saying would be really nice is if we could have I can't think about words at the moment. What would be nice is if we could have the shift settings adjustable depot by depot. Okay. PO, OA, PY, and this one. That's great. They all share a letter. They all share either P or O. Right, PO. What's broken at PO? A 105. That normally breaks. Right, I'll copy from today. There we go. Oh no, that's made it even worse. How was that? Okay, reset. There we go. Okay, it works now. So I need to head over to the other side of the list for the 105. Now normally what I do is I put this one onto a 106. I think it's these two I normally swap. Because that way, that goes, and it doesn't have any more complaints. Paisley, what's happened with you? It's an ADL. We're always short an ADL. You go there. You go there. Very nice. OA. It's a 104. Now what I can do with the 104s is put one of the rigid Sitaras on it. If, of course, there's nothing else that I can do. Which is certainly how it appears. Yeah, I'm going to put one of the rigid satires on it. There we go. Because we have plenty of those going free. And then Polmedy Shed 2, I'm probably going to reset. And I'll do it manually in a little jump cut. Right, I don't think there's anything I can do, so I just automatically assigned it. And it goes now. We're just short a few, which is fine. Because I can buy 5 more. And that should fix everything. And it will also mean that we're up to, from this batch, which will be then a batch of 29, we will be up to VW 274. But let's take stock of the network, real quick. So in East Kilbride, we have just everything kind of going everywhere. And there's more I want to do in East Kilbride. That might even be next episode's thing. Seeing as I'm very conscious of the fact that the end of the Renowns is quite near. Which is funny because I wanted to do something completely different this episode, but I ended up doing 2 new Renown routes. Oh well. That saves that surprise for a little bit later. In Hamilton, we've been focusing quite a lot lately, where we have a burgeoning town system growing, and this service to Quarter Glassford and Strathaven. And then we have this sort of circumferential orbital route between Hamilton, Motherwell, Bells Hill, Coatbridge, and this place. In central Glasgow, we kind of have everything going everywhere, but not quite as everything is going everywhere as real life. Real life Glasgow Central is just an absolute mess. As I'm sure everyone here is fully expecting from Glasgow. It's just kind of wild. So, then out down this way we have a lot of arterial routes, and then there is the 108. Let's have the game running, because I wanted to do this to pass time while the game was sort of lagging away. Braehead, currently quite underserved. It's only on a couple of the orbit services, 106 and 107. Although that will change. It will have 2 services to Paisley in the near future. One via this way and one via this way. One will probably continue to the airport. In fact, I think, yeah, one's going to go from the airport through Paisley. And then it's going to be one of these 2. I honestly don't know which. Probably this one, seeing as the 190 already comes down here. And the one to the airport would definitely be the more frequent of the 2. And then that one to the airport would also go into Neilston, where it would sort of do this. Of course, that won't be Renowns, that'll be B7s or something. Might even be ADLs. Then up in Renfrew, there's not much going on in Renfrew. Renfrew's kind of hard to serve because it's really small. But there's a lot in it. So I'm thinking of having like a Renfrew town service that, oh dear, oh no, the game is lagging. Yes, I'm thinking of having a Renfrew town service that comes out and sort of just does this as like a massive loop, and then of course one going in the other direction. And then you've got this place that we need to serve, and the game has been badgering us to serve for quite some time. up into Clydebank, I've got some plans. I'm going to reroute the 151 up here to alleviate congestion on this road so that I can put in a new mainline route 50, which will follow the 51 all the way along and then stay on the Great Western Road to here, which is pretty much realistically as far along the Great West Road as you can take a sort of local bus, and then come down to Clydebank and fire itself along this road through here and turn back in Old Kilpatrick, basically go to the very edge of what you might consider Glasgow, which is going to be fun. Bearsden and Mulgive, there's a lot going on here. So I want to have a Glasgow to Duntocka service. That will go through Bearsden. Then there's going to be a sort of pair of that. So that's going to be like a two services that might each run every 20 minutes. And one will go to Duntocka and one will go around this estate here. Mulgive will get its own thing. Again, I meant to have the game running through all this. Do we have any 40s? Or any 131s? It would be nice to see a 40 or a 131. Nothing on the 40 yet. What about the 131? Nothing on the 131 yet either. I swear there was meant to be one on one of them starting like now-ish. 14, 17. And what about from this end? $14, $15, okay. Then from here, there's going to be a 131 at $14.05, and from the other end, where is the other end? There it is. There's going to be a 131 at $14.15. So everything's just about to majorly kick into action. In fact, I see probably the 14, 15, 40 to Bishopbriggs, which is the route of the one route of the two that I'm really excited for. Ooh, major lag. There we go. So that's going to leave at 14:15, and we will follow it. And then I will end the video off there. So, coming out of the circuit, it's not doing too bad, really. And then we sort of go around and into the bus station, where we will leave at 14:25. And yeah, we're doing really good numbers. Hang on, the new model Renown has more capacity than the old model of the Renown. It's not much more, it's 74 compared to 72, but still. That's nice. These buses are bigger, even if slightly. Then we go up through here. What is this place called? Oh no, wait, this is Maryhill. Yeah. I'm good at this. So we just went under a canal. I can't remember the name of it. And that bridge has a height limit on it. I think you can still get some double deckers down. I think the low height ALX 400s are less than 14 feet. But it is like a 14-foot something, so you can't, double-decker buses won't go under it as standard. You'd need to make sure you have the right low-height bus for it. But coming around the weird town loop in Springburn, we're doing quite well. And then heading out, initially along the S1. Not S1, it's the 141 now. Yep. So, yeah, we're doing quite well. And then this is the bit where I expect numbers to really fall off, because this is the first route down this road. And there will be a mainline service along this road later, but not now, not yet. We are National Express West Scotland. We will be focusing on west. But we're just coming up to the end of the run, and I would suggest that that's quite a good launch. So what's happening with the 131? That's a 5. Okay, so this is leaving the Braehead Centre very shortly. So we're doing 2 eastbound runs. And we're doing quite well. I don't expect passenger numbers on this bit of the route to be very high. It's like, you know, industrial estate. It's a destination more than an origin. But coming through the hospital, things are picking up quite nicely. Oh, the game's made us go through the car park. Isn't that lovely? Crossing over the 108 there, which uses the tunnel. And into Govan bus station, which we will use a lot more heavily later on. And numbers are doing really well coming down here. Checking that we don't have any problems with, or not any problems, but like any events on that might be skewing the numbers a bit. Which it appears that we don't. There's a 1 and a 10, they're both very busy. And there's a 101 that's quite busy as well. And that 131 is extraordinarily busy. So I reckon the busyness is all on this end of the route. Perhaps. Maybe? Yeah, seems it. How many seats do these have? I need to look that up. And now we're coming down the route of the F1. Not F1, the 333. I need to start using my own route numbers. And what I might do is lower the frequency of the F1 to be every 30 minutes or week. Which might do it some good in terms of being able to replace, or in terms of the 131 being able to replace it. Because I don't want people using the 333 to make the big main journeys. When, like, you know, if they live on if they're using stops that are also on the 131. But that might be the curse of putting in the secondary route before the primary route. But that, I think, is a good place to end this episode. Oh, the game has decided to do another autosave just as I'm trying to do my outro. Isn't that nice? Oh, cbm.exe is not responding. Okay, well we're going to look at this rather empty part of the map where I don't have much going on, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.